Right now I want to talk to you about the bridle system that I use on the rod. There are all things on the internet out there that you can go look at, how to make these, etc. and so on. A lot of the guys, this is 200-pound blue diamond hollow core braid, and a lot of the guys, what they do is they use the Deho brand needles, and they will kind of make their own bridles without tying any knots in it, etc. and so on. I decided to go an old school way, and the reason is there's a gentleman on the internet, he's passed away now. His name is John McDowell. And he did a series on wahoo fishing, and this is the way he did his bridle system. First of all, he on the end of his bridle, he tied a bimini twist, which you have here, which gives you a section of double line. Then on each end, that's what he does. It's about, I don't know, 6 feet long. The main corporation, or the main problem, is right here with your with what you have on the planers. This is how you would connect your planers. These loops are tied with just surgeon loops, which are triple overhand knots, and your planer attaches here and attaches here. This is a number 8 planer. This is about the smallest planer I run, and then when the fish hits, it pulls it out straight. The planer rises to the top of the water with your fish on it, and you're fighting the fish. What confirmed in my mind this planer system was, I went and I fished with Rob Orr over in Ocracoke and his mate, and this is the exact same planer system that they used, the bridle system that they used. And if it's good enough for a charter boat, you know, hey, I'm not going to complain about it. This has been very hardy. We've caught big fish, big barracudas, wahoo, mahi. I can't even think of all the stuff that we've caught on this planer rig. We've never had a failure. I don't paint my planers black. I don't see the necessity of it. I know a lot of captains here on Moorhead that don't do that, and it works out pretty good. The largest planer I run is, this is a size 12. I don't run a 16, but I just think it just puts too much pressure on the system, and just for me, it's I don't know, just overkill. So I only run a 12 or an 8, and that's all I run. You can see the way I've got them bridled up here. This is 200-pound mono, crimped on with brass snaps, chrome-plated brass snaps, or stainless snaps, whatever you get your hand on. And now, all this going aside, I'm going to show you what the past used to look like. This is how, in my grandfather's day, how they did it. And you might just laugh or cry or whatever. This is I don't even know what poundage cable they used, but they used this type of cable. They made their crimps out of copper tubing with an offshore loop, and they would put that on typically a rubber snubber, which was like either a piece of inner tube or something like that, and then attach it to the stern with a safety line, and the snubber would kind of give it that drag effect when a fish would hit. The cable gave them an extra depth, and they would hand line it. The typical planer that they used was this one. This was one of his. It's number 24, and you can see the difference in a 12 and a 24. And believe me, they caught a lot of fish with these things. But that's how the old school way did it. Now I want to show you their old school depth finder. This was a lead weight. I guess it probably weighs 3 or 4 pounds. They would tie it on a piece of twine that was it had designations on it of depth and things of that nature, and when they got to where they thought they were, or where they wanted to be, and by compass, by the way. And then the bottom of it was hollowed out, and they would put wax in it. And the wax, what it would do is, when they lowered it down and on the bottom, they could raise it up and see what the bottom consistency was made of. So they didn't really have depth machines like I do now, that I can tell you what, if it's a hard bottom or if it's whatever is there. They didn't have GPS systems, and as a matter of fact, there were only a few of the guys that used Lorans. So it's they used dead reckoning and a compass. Quite the guys. They caught a heck of a lot of fish, and they fished out of small wooden boats. My grandfather's boat was a 16-foot lap strake designed barber boat with a 40 horsepower Evinrude, and they typically went 20-30 miles when they were out fishing with this stuff right here. So that's where the technology has come, it's gone, whatever, developed, and that's where we are today. That's why I use the bridle system I use, and the outfits that I use. Until next time.